everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all well and having a lovely day. If you've just found my channel, hi, my name's Kate and I make videos about lifestyle, parenting, fashion, interiors, vlogs. There's lots going on my channel, so I'd love for you to subscribe and come and join us. There's a button just down there to click if you want to subscribe. It's completely free and I'll pop up in your subscription box every time I make a new video. So today's video is called Reading Your Assumptions About Me. I've seen this video quite a few times now and I must admit at first I was a bit like, why would I want to know people's assumptions about me? That sounds awful. But the more videos I've watched, the more interesting I find it, and I've actually was quite intrigued to know. So I asked you on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram handle on the screen now if you want to go and follow me. There's a link in the description box below. But for those of you that already do follow me, then I put up a question on my stories asking what your assumptions of me were. And I'm going to read out some of the replies I got. Some were so interesting, like I couldn't believe it really. So I'm just going to dive straight in. I've screenshot them all. So let's have a look at what they are. Okay. One of the most interesting ones I got, it's still making me laugh now, that you and Ricky aren't actually married. I don't know if it's true. People were saying it. And this one really made me laugh because I was a bit, at first I was a bit like, what? And then I thought, oh, we did get married 2.5 years ago, so maybe this person that hasn't seen like our wedding video, then, you know, why would they? Or maybe they haven't seen the pictures of our wedding day on Instagram. But then I thought it says that you and Ricky aren't really married, like implying that we made it up. And I just think to myself, why would we do that? And also, why would we go to the extent of being in a wedding dress in a church with a vicar and all our friends, and then in a barn having a party, cutting a cake? And it wasn't real. I would not put us under that stress again for it to not be real. So the answer to that one is we are definitely married. If we weren't, I would happily say we weren't married. We were together for a long time without being married, and we had Archie before we were married. But we are married. One of the first ones was from a lovely lady that I chat to all the time on Instagram. She said that I must annoy you with all of my messages. No, you don't at all. You're so lovely, so not at all. And then I did get some really lovely ones. I must say that that you're a really sweet person, that you're really hardworking and things like that. So that was really kind, and I feel like I can't really go, yes, you're right, I am a really sweet person. But they were really so kind nonetheless. I guess I could answer that you're hardworking. I feel like I am quite hardworking. I've worked for myself pretty much my whole adult life, so I know what I want and I've built up my own business, so I guess anyone that does that needs to be quite hardworking. So yeah, I think I'm quite a hardworking person. One that was really interesting, and it came up a few times, was you come from money, and another one I remember reading was you're from a very affluent family, which I was quite surprised about. So I am not from money or an affluent family. I've done a Draw My Life video years ago, so some of you may not have seen that. But when I grew up, me and my brother, my mum and dad, we lived in a council flat, actually in an old people's home. We lived there from the age I was 4 to 14, so a lot of my childhood was there. And it was quite a strange place to live. But we were really happy for the most part of it living there. We didn't really, as young kids, we didn't really realise, and it was like a separate flat. All of the old people that lived there had their own flats. So yeah, definitely not from money. My dad's a carpenter, always been very hardworking, and my mum, bless her, has always had bad health ever since I was very young, so she couldn't work. So yeah, the one thing I did have though was like a lot of love, and I never felt like I went without. Like, I'm not trying to say no, I was so poor and so deprived. I never felt like I went without. I was always very lucky in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, that's really a really interesting one. Not from an affluent family. You don't have bad hair days. Okay, that's really kind. At the moment, I hate my hair. I think everybody does, don't they? I get some really lovely comments on my hair, but at the moment, it's really annoying me. I'm trying to do a bit more of a middle part because I feel like it's looking a bit weird on the side. I need to get it coloured. But I love my hair. I generally like it. I am struggling with how to style it at the moment because I used to do really big bouncy curls and brush them out, but I feel like it's looking a bit dated at the minute. I am preferring these more natural curls, waves, which I'm actually doing with a hair straightener, but it doesn't stay in very long. I feel like since I've gone slightly darker, my hair doesn't hold a curl as well, whereas when I'm really blonde, it stays in a curl for like days and days and days, and I think that's the reason, but definitely not always having a good hair day. One was also, you'd never cut your hair short, e.g. a bob, and again, it's something I think about a lot. Sometimes I take a picture with my hair sort of like, I don't know, like, you know how you can make it look like it's in a bob, and I really like it, but I just feel like I would be too scared to do it. But I think if maybe I got like a great set of hair extensions that were perfect, then I could risk it and then think, oh, I can just wear them till they grow back. I don't know, I've never worn extensions, but I think I'll have long hair for a while longer, let's just say that. This one came up a lot. You're actually very shy and self-conscious. So I feel like on my channel, I can maybe come across as quite confident, because lots of people think that to do this as a job, you need to be confident. But in actual fact, even though I feel like I'm talking to you and I know like I get so many lovely comments back, and it doesn't always feel like I'm just talking to a camera. Right now, in this second, I am just in a room on my own. I've actually got the dog here. If you can hear like licking noises, then that's her. But I actually am in a room on my own, so I have nothing to be self-conscious about really. But in answer to the assumption, I think I am quite a shy person. I think I've been that weird type of person. So I love performing, I love singing, I could get up on a stage, but I find it very awkward in a one-on-one situation with someone, or I get so awkward when I'm chatting to people. I think I'm very socially awkward, but I don't want to be. So I think I'm the kind of person that wants to be confident and wants to come across as confident, but I'm actually not. So then I sometimes say things that are stupid and they can come across wrong, and then I go home and replay that over and over in my head and think, why did I say that? So yeah, that one's definitely right. I am quite a shy person. Okay, so I got two very contrasting ones. One was that you are posh, and the other was that you were a chav when you were younger. So I'm not really sure what the definition of a chav is. I'm definitely not posh, and I don't think I was a chav. Maybe I'm somewhere in the middle, but I am in no way posh. One of the most common ones that came up again and again was that you want more children. And then some of them also said that you want more children and you would love your third child to be a girl. So there are days when we think we would definitely like more children, because we always said we wanted 3, and then there are days where it's really tough and we're like, maybe we should stick with 2. So I don't think anything's set in stone yet, but I feel kind of like we're not done, but I don't know. And then in answer to the second question, we would like a girl, I think I'd be lying if I said that I wouldn't like to have a daughter, but I don't really think it's for the reasons people assume I want a daughter, because I'm quite a girly girl. I'm really not fussed about dressing them up, bows, that kind of thing. I mean, that would be lovely, but I've got 2 boys and I actually love dressing boys. It's so fun. And maybe because I've got 2 kids now, I'm a bit over the getting excited about all of that stuff as much. I don't know. More for me, it's that a lot of people say that when the boys grow up, they go and then the girls stay closer to you. And I know I'll get loads of comments saying that for me it's the opposite, or I know somebody that it's the boy stays close to his family and the girl doesn't talk to him. Like, there's obviously always an exception to every rule, but I feel like most of the examples that I have in my life, and just most people generally, that's how it works. So that does make me feel a little bit sad, and that's probably the only reason I would love a girl. But obviously it doesn't mean that that's gonna happen. But I've worked out, so what I'm gonna do is when the boys are older, just be really, really, really super nice to their partners so that they love me and that they want to spend loads of time with me. So I got it all sussed. I'm all good. So again, I got this one a few times. You're incredibly house proud and keep it really clean and tidy all the time. And I do love my house. Obviously we moved last year, and I'm very house proud about the way it looks and designing it and stuff. But I definitely can be one of those people where when I get busy, I can neglect things, and then that's probably why I do the speed cleans, because it makes me do it all in one go, and I have a massive clean, and I love doing it like that. But I am quite bad at keeping on top of things day to day, just because sometimes I just don't have time, and just use it as an excuse, I guess. So I am quite house proud, but there are times where it's a complete mess, and obviously I have kids, it's definitely not tidy all of the time. You're a really nervous traveller. So I think people that saw a lot of my posts about going away a few times last year saw that last year was the first time I ever flew on an aeroplane, so that was a massive deal for me. Definitely would call myself a nervous flyer, because up until last year when I was 27, I'd never, what was I, 28? No, I was 27, nearly 28 when we first ever went on an aeroplane as a family. So yeah, definitely a nervous flyer. Nervous traveller. One of the things I'll answer in a minute, because it leads on to another assumption that I got. But in terms of going places, not so much like fine on the train, fine on the tube, fine in the car, being driven. But something else that came up a few times, which I thought was really like funny, seeing as it's not something I ever really talk about, was a few people said, you don't drive, I assume you don't drive. And someone said, I don't know why I assume that, but I don't think you drive. So the answer to that is I can drive. I passed my test when I was 21, but I'm not a confident driver. We had an incident on the motorway a few years ago before we had the boys. I was driving, and I won't call it an accident, but the car engine blew up whilst we were on the motorway, and it really freaked me out. So since then I've just not been a confident driver. But it's something that I really want to work on this year, because it's really important to me. We only have one car between us at the moment as well, and it would be really nice as the boys get older to have 2 cars, and just have that bit more, not independence, because like I go out all the time, or I can jump in an Uber or go on a train, it's like not a big deal. But just the independence to just get in a car and go, I really miss that. So it's something I want to really work on. You are really young, but you have everything you want from life, which I thought was actually really nice. I guess to have the things that I have, I'm quite young. I'm 28, and I've got 2 kids, and I'm married. We bought a house last year, so like to have all of those things by 28, I actually do think is really young. We had Elliot when I was 24 and Rick was 25. So yeah, I feel like I'm quite young to have all of those things, and I feel like I'm extremely lucky to have those things, and really they're the only things that I want in life to a certain extent. Like I could be more than happy with that for the rest of my life, but I definitely do have a lot more goals and ambitions to push things further. I never feel like I'm ever like settled, or anything's completely, you know, oh, I'm done now. I always have like dreams for bigger things. That you are shorter than you seem on camera. Yeah, probably. Don't know how tall I seem on camera, but I'm 5'3", so that's quite small. That you've never really been a party girl. I would say that's right, actually. I mean, me and Ricky have been together since school, so I guess we were very close very quickly. We would spend a lot of time together, just us. So I never really felt the need to party, but then we would go out with our friends on the weekends. I've been in my fair share of clubs, but definitely nowadays I would pick, you know, sitting and watching a Netflix series, or just going out for dinner with Ricky or with friends instead of going clubbing. But yeah, I guess that's right. I wouldn't call myself a party girl. Oh, this one, that you were popular at school. No, I wouldn't say popular. I definitely feel like when I was back at school, I don't know how it is now, maybe it's changed, maybe it's exactly the same, that people, there was definitely that sort of mean girls mentality. There were the popular girls, there were the geeky girls, and there were like, I feel like I was probably just somewhere in the middle. I was bullied every now and again, but nothing very drastic. It was more like over my skin and acne and stuff, you know. Probably everyone got that at some point. I wouldn't say I was the popular girl. I was more interested in like performing arts and doing my shows and stuff. So if I was anything, I would be like one of the Glee people, which was probably a geek. I don't know. But I never felt like, oh, I don't fit in, and I never felt like, oh, I am the queen bee. I feel like I was just somewhere floating around in the middle. You and your husband Ricky are still madly in love. I think we are. I mean, we definitely have our moments. We've just been together for so long, like we're just a part of each other, I suppose. It sounds really cheesy, but I don't know, we definitely don't take as much time for ourselves anymore now that we've got the kids. Like, that's just what happens with most people, isn't it? But we're just, yeah, we're so close. We do pretty much everything together, and we are still madly in love, I hope. I'll have to ask him. You are pregnant? No. You probably smell really nice, like soap or a floral washing powder. Thanks, at least it wasn't you probably smell. I don't know. I probably just smell of perfume and deodorant. Hopefully I do smell nice. I don't know, I'll have to ask somebody. One is that you are the fun parent, not the strict one. Love your videos. Thank you. Oh, that's so hard because Rick is definitely the fun parent. I am the boring parent, I would say. He does like all of the wrestling and the rough and tumble and the fun stuff. And I think the strict one, I think Ricky can maybe seem more strict because he's so much taller and he's got a manly voice. I think I find it quite hard to assert myself. But I feel like we're both strict in the same sort of way. But when it comes to the fun one, it's definitely Ricky. My phone's just run out of battery, but they were definitely getting to the point where they were quite similar. There's a few more. I did get a couple of, I wouldn't even say rude. One was that you're stuck up. So I guess you just have to make your own mind up on that one. I don't think I'm stuck up, but literally they were all so nice. I'm not trying to hide all of the bad ones. Did I get another bad one? No, I don't think I did. Like, I really didn't get any nasty ones, but let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it. Maybe even leave some more assumptions in the comments below if you have any others, and I'll answer them for you. But that was really interesting. That was really fun. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos if you did. And I will see you again in another video very soon. Bye, guys.